What did you do on your 18th birthday? Celebrated Christmas. Stayed home and had dinner with my parents. Friends snuck me into a bar, got force-fed booze, vomited, passed out. I was drinking my homemade wine alone and playing something on my computer. Went to college, and then hung out with my family the rest of the day. My mom hijacked it to take us to a casino. I hate going to casinos. Not only that, but my mom went gambling and I really hate gambling. She used the buffet we ate at, which was in the casino, as a front, but I know she just wanted to appeal her addiction. Bright lights and noise made the experience unfavorable. The buffet was good, but I've been to better ones. Went to a fancy Indian buffet, got a DQ ice cream cake and watched Inglourious Basterds for the first time. Went to a club with my friends, ended up leaving early as the trains were getting cancelled. I ended up going to a friend's house with all of those I went out with. His parents had just got married and were on their honeymoon, so they had a lot of alcohol left over from their wedding. They had their reception at the back of their house. I ended up in a hot tub in clothes that weren't mine at 2 a.m. with a very expensive bottle of champagne, and it was by far my best birthday. My mom tricked me into making 3 desserts for my own surprise party. I was playing around with a new song recording in my bedroom when my dad came in and started tearing down the ceiling. 7 years later, I can still hear him saying, "Can you give me a hand with this?" As sheetrock covered my thousands of dollars of instruments and recording equipment. I was actually back home from college on my 18th, so me and 2 friends had dinner and went to go see Finding Dory since it fell on a Friday. The next day my parents and my sister celebrated with a weekend road trip. My older brother and his friends threw me a party. I was dating an older dude, 22, and we were on the verge of a breakup, so I told him I didn't want him there. Well, he showed up. Everyone was pissed, but he said he came to bring me a special birthday joint. So, I smoked it and offered him and some other friends a hit. Which he said adamantly, "No, it's specifically for you." Well, next thing I know, I'm in my friend's closet hugging his hot water heater, trying to hide from a green alien that had been chasing me. Or so I thought. My big sister was called to take me home and my boyfriend told her he would take me. Luckily, my sister knew what was up and picked me up herself and took me home. Pretty sure he drugged me and tried to get me alone to do God knows what. So yeah. That was my 18th birthday. Made pancakes and lit up those firecracker birthday cake candles on them, in the shape of 10,010, which is binary for 18. Bought a pack of cigarettes because I could. I wasn't even into the idea of smoking. Either way, that was a stupid decision. Don't start smoking. Grabbed a few beer at the bar with my dad and then went home. I took a sabbatical to move to and work in a different city before going back to school, so all my friends were a year younger than me and the friend my age lived in another city. It really did suck for a few years until they caught up in age. I left my country and parents behind so I could work finally and was 1,000 kilometers away from anyone I cared about or anyone that cared about me. Spent the night, laying in bed and feeling awful. Had my first legal drink in my local and later that night told everyone I was gutted I wasn't adopted. My friend said stripped while walking home, too drunk to know if I did and too old to care. Literally nothing. Just hung out at home, because pandemic, and played some video games. Drunkenly made my way uninvited onto the stage at a live comedy show. The guy who was actually supposed to be on must have found it amusing. So, he handed me the mic. I then recited quite a long section of the script from Trainspotting, where Ewan McGregor's character goes "It's shit being Scottish, we're the lowest of the low. I'm South African, this was in Cape Town. A friend of mine was not allowed by his dad to eat a Carolina Reaper, so he swore that on his 18th birthday he would eat one. Sadly, his birthday is in January, so they were not in season, but I got him some Carolina Reaper puree. We went to a Mexican restaurant, and I explained the situation to our waitress, and when the chips and salsa came out, I put a dab about the size of a nickel on one chip. He was not satisfied and spread the puree over the entire chip with a fork. You see where this is going. We kept the milk away from him for 1 minute, and after that, he drank the entire half-gallon. Had a pizza party at a local parlor, watched a midnight movie, and then took a weekend trip to visit my sister in college and got a tattoo that had to be kept hidden from my parents. Had a party with my friends, did my first body shot, smoked weed with my BFF's little brother and passed out. It was a good night. I was gifted a pack of condom from my friends. Haven't used it yet. Had some friends over, got records I guess, drank some beer. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing interesting. It was a school day and I'm not a very adventurous person. It was also the second week of school of freshman year at college, so I had no friends to hang out with. I invited all my friends to dinner and spent most of the evening in the kitchen cooking. Bad planning. I went to the city with my older brother, and we walked around, went to the outdoor market, and ate street food. Pretty fun day overall.